Hello everyone, thank you for listening and watching. My name is Nefertiti and you can find my information in the description box below. I am a spiritual teacher and a yogi, and I teach people how to integrate spiritual principles and tools into their everyday life. I also talk a lot about astrology and I channel messages from spirit. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about 3 books that I recommend every Lightworker, Wayshower, Starseed, anybody that's on the awakening journey. These are 3 books that I recommend you read as a foundation to understanding what is going on while you're going through certain phases of your awakening. And these books, I feel, provide light workers, people on the spiritual path, with appropriate tools to use to apply to everyday situations, which is how the universe tests us, if you will. This is how we get to grow and get to know ourselves. Of course, it's through our everyday interactions and our everyday situations. I'm also going to be doing timeless energy readings at the end of this video, and I'll leave the timestamps below. These will be general readings, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If you'd like a more personalized reading, which includes your astrology for 30 days, as well as channeled messages from the spirit animals, channeled angel numbers, and a crystal prescription, tarot, and oracle card reading, again, my information is in the description box below. So let's talk about the books. The first one that I recommend everyone read is Your Sacred Self by Dyer. And this book happens to have a free audiobook copy available on YouTube, so I'll link that below if you'd prefer to listen to it as opposed to read it. And again, that all depends on how you learn, right? This is a guide, I feel, that really helps you to learn how to connect to your higher self in a practical way. He uses this 3-step program that helps you to understand who you really are on deep inner levels and helping you to understand your place in this world. He really breaks down the practical steps that you can implement in your life over time, and you can modify them to best suit your life, your goal. Dyer says that ego is nothing more than an idea we carry around about ourselves. And it makes so much sense, right? Nobody really tells us that we have to have this grandiose idea about ourselves. People give us compliments, they give us criticisms too. And it all depends on how we interpret it. Some people actually seek out this energy as well. So again, it's just this thought that we have about ourselves, and he really breaks that down. A lot of modern spirituality and ascension topics focus on like killing the ego, obliterating the ego, but I personally feel that the ego is necessary. It's kind of like the gateway to your personal boundaries. It allows you to identify what you will and won't allow into your energy. It's like the bouncer to your energy, right? So you need your ego. You need somebody to check people at the door, right? Wayne also teaches extensively on detachment, which is something I know I have struggled with and still continue to struggle with from time to time. It's one of my lessons. So I've read this book several times. I've listened to the audiobook. It's just something that periodically I have to get a review with. Let's move on to the next book, which is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Again, there's a free audiobook available on YouTube, and I will link it below if you would prefer to listen to it. To me, this is the self-love Bible. She really goes into detail about how to love yourself on all levels, and she introduces a lot of different approaches and exercises. I've read so many self-love books over the years, and in my opinion, nothing compares. It is just, her work is just so thorough. She goes over every aspect of your life, even the shadow, and she doesn't really refer to a lot of spiritual terminology like that in the book. It's really very practical, very comprehensive, so a lot of people can identify and relate to the material, and I find that very helpful as well. I feel, again, that this is a book that you should read several times along your journey. Louise Hay also talks about her path and her life and what led her to do this type of work. She has she had a whole company. She's passed on, but she's was the creator of the publishing company Hay House, and they're still active. And she has several videos on YouTube, but I highly, highly recommend You Can Heal Your Life as a part of your spiritual journey awakening study. Louise Hay suggests that even if you think you love yourself, you can always love yourself more. And I should mention that there is some material in this book that could be pretty triggering for some people, but I feel that's where change begins. I just wanted to give you that warning. It's a little uncomfortable, some of the things that she talks about, and some of the exercises can kind of pull you out of your energy a little bit, take you out of your comfort zone. So just be mindful of that. This is really a book that you should read during a time when you can be alone, perhaps, or just something that you can review in bits and pieces. So that's just my suggestion. The last book that I'm going to recommend is Triumph of the Light by Vydia Frazier. I think I'm pronouncing her name right. As far as I know, there's only an ebook available for this. If you do find an audio version of this, you can link it below. But I highly recommend this book for anyone that is new to the awakening journey and experiencing confusion about the current world events, or just the collective awakening energies. Perhaps you're just now hearing about things like Kundalini and chakras and, energy vortexes, and you're probably having energy running through your body and you're like, what the hell is going on? This book I highly recommend people read to get an understanding of the different agendas, if you will, that are taking place on this planet. Miss Frazier, I'm going to assume that's how you pronounce her name, she explains how to reclaim your sovereignty and freedom as we are spiritual beings and we have this power and this right. She also goes into some detail about how our energy, particularly our emotional energy, is highly coveted by, you can call them ETs, you can call them whatever you want, but there are entities, if you will, that harvest our energy. So this is very important to know because you could be influenced by this energy. And she just goes into detail about these types of topics. For the most part, I feel like the ETs that are here, the majority of them are here to help us. That's why we see all these wonderful channels on YouTube like Daniel Scranton and Bashar and people that channel the Pleiades, the Pleiadians and the Andromedans. But there are some that are here and that come here that have other agendas. I really like the fact too that she explains conspiracy theories in a way that's very objective. She's just providing the information, and I feel like she doesn't get emotional with it. And so I really appreciate when an author takes the time to write material like that, especially when it's something that could be very subjective, but there are facts which can be verified, and I like the fact that she really goes into those details and explains what is going on. If you want to understand like conspiracy theories or just understanding really how to discern the information that you're getting from the variety of sources that are coming at you. All right? So I hope this was helpful for you. I highly recommend, again, that you read these books or listen to the audiobooks. So let's get into the energy readings. I'm going to present the 3 groups here, and you can choose intuitively. You can pause the video if you need a few more moments. Remember, again, that these are general readings, but have a good time, enjoy, and I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. Namaste. Group 1, those of you drawn to your sacred self. I'm feeling some real personal growth and development vibes from this group. Many of you are probably already on the self-discovery path and you're wanting to get more clarity about your purpose. There's a strong message coming in from Spirit that you need to communicate your newfound truth to people in your life, and maybe you don't have the words or vocabulary to do so in a way that others will understand. And I like your sacred self because Wayne Dyer teaches a lot about the power of intention. He says that intention is not something that we do, it's something that we connect to. So that's very important to remember. We connect to our intention, which implies that action is involved. Some affirmations to work with. I speak my truth in love and with clarity. I honor myself by saying no if needed. My spirit team guides me and supports me. Let's talk about the Oracle and Tarot card, and from the Angel Lancers deck, Know and Reconsider is coming up for you. So again, you're definitely rethinking some things. The Reconsider card to me always represents Archangel Michael coming in with his sword of protection, clarity, and strength. Angel Michael also has lights at his throat and third eye chakra, which indicates that speaking your truth and making decisions that are best for you are what's going to put you on your life purpose path. A decision definitely needs to be made here, but maybe not the decision you are thinking about making. So take that if it resonates. There is a need to be doing something differently, or there is a need for more clarity with something or someone. Definitely more information is needed before you do make your final decision. And know that you are being guided, so trust your intuition and follow it. The thing that always works for me is if it's not an absolute yes, it's a no. Let's move on to the crystal, and blue lace agate is showing up. Blue lace agate is a calming and soothing throat chakra stone of personal growth, encouragement, and emotional healing. Agate is a great stone for releasing suppressed emotions, which could also be indicated as an issue with the two cards Know and Reconsider showing up. Blue lace agate helps with mental clarity and supports you in speaking your truth. This beautiful blue stone also helps you to really examine your surroundings on all levels, the people, situations, and things in your world, to ensure that they support your personal growth and development. It's okay to leave some things behind. It's okay to leave some people behind if you've outgrown them. Like the Reconsider card here and the sword, which represents air energy and communication, blue lace agate is a great stone for people who feel like they are not being seen or heard. And this could be the case, especially if you're not in your purpose, if you're not in your lane, so to speak. Let's move on to the spirit animal, and hawk is showing up. Hawk shows up when you need to pay attention, especially to the messages from your spirit team. Like the angel cards here, hawk is swooping into your mental energy, helping to liberate you from limiting beliefs and whatever is blocking you from seeing things from a higher perspective, from a growth perspective. Hawk also carries a message, again, to proceed with caution and to keep a close eye on the people and situations that are present in your life. Like blue lace agate, hawk gives you courage to make the necessary changes. Hawk says, observe, remember, learn, and grow. Let's move on to the angel number, and 1523 is showing up. This is a change and transition number, and it's also a number that indicates your spirit team is supporting you and guiding you through these changes, through this personal growth period. Like the Reconsider card, angel number 1523 is confirmation that you are safe in making the changes and safe during these shifts. These adjustments might be challenging, but they will be for your long-term benefit. Perhaps you don't have all the facts you need to make an informed decision, which could be confirmed by the no card as well. You may need to consult with an expert, or again, read this book, get some therapy, do whatever is necessary to get the information that you need. You can always call on your spirit team if you're feeling confused. Like blue lace agate, 1523 shows up to give you a boost of courage, not only to make the necessary changes that are relevant and necessary for your growth, but to be more aware of how your actions and intentions are connected. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Group 2, those of you drawn to You Can Heal Your Life. Perhaps you were drawn to this group because you've been through some very challenging life experiences, things that may have broken your will in a sense. You have had to work extremely hard to love and accept yourself, or you're finding it hard to do so in the first place. Maybe you don't know how to love yourself or where to begin. This is an excellent book for you because it's so detailed. Louise Hay creates just what I feel are the perfect exercises for you to really tap into your subconscious mind, into your emotional body, and really get to know yourself so that you can love yourself. Some affirmations to work with. I love and approve of myself exactly as I am. I am safe for me to love. I am doing the best that I can with the knowledge, awareness, and experience that I have. Let's move on to the Oracle and Tarot cards. And from the spirit animal, Wolf is showing up. Wolf is a very powerful and popular spirit animal of strength, protection, and integration. Wolf confirms the affirmation, I love and approve of all that I am, taking all that you have been through or are going through and using it for your growth and self-discovery. You are the one you have been waiting for, says Wolf. No one can love you like you can, and Wolf Spirit is here to show you how. Yes, you are safe for you to love. Wolf says that self-love is what will align you with your destiny as well. Let's move on to the crystal, and moss agate is showing up. Moss agate is a strengthening and healing heart chakra stone that is extremely beneficial for times of heightened and acute stress. It's a great crystal for anyone who needs to be more disciplined when it comes to self-love and self-care practices, like working out, eating well, and being consistent with any wellness program that you're involved in. Therapies, whatever it is, consistency is the key. Moss agate promotes emotional stability and helps you to be patient with yourself. In Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, she says most of us are so busy running around creating the soap opera and drama that we call our lives that we don't hear anything. Moss agate is great for helping people that are addicted to drama or people who have frequent mood swings. And it is an addiction. Remember that an addiction is anything that has more control over us than we'd like. So we could be easily triggered by certain situations and people, and it just causes us to go into this really inappropriate rage. And moss agate will help to temper that. Extreme vacillations and emotions are a result of not loving the self enough to ask for what you need, or perhaps not even knowing what you need in the first place. This could be a very triggering statement, but it's the truth. Moss agate is highly beneficial for anyone who has been through difficult life situations, encouraging you to love yourself, trust yourself, and keep going. Let's move on to the spirit animal, and Bee is showing up. Bee, to me, always represents the light worker, right? You are an individualized expression of the whole. Bee is a very compassionate and forgiving spirit animal and helps you to remember compassion and forgiveness for yourself. Sometimes life stings, Bee says. Bee shows up indicating that self-love needs to be your top priority and that you need to create a practical routine that allows you to be more consistent with this work. So again, Louise Hay's book here, You Can Heal Your Life, is very good for that. Bee can be a loner or a part of the tribe, just like Wolf. There are times when you need to be in more solitude and times when you will feel the urge to join others. Again, getting to know yourself and loving yourself, you'll know when those times are. Bee could also be showing up indicating that you're busy as a bee. Again, that moss agate, busy running around creating soap opera and drama, right? You're focused on everyone and everything else but yourself. This could be a part of your conditioning. This could be something that you learn to do. Take that if it resonates, but know that you can change, that you can shift, that you can shift that energy and that power back to yourself. Another interesting thing to know about bees is that according to the laws of physics and aviation, they are technically not supposed to fly, but they fly anyway, regardless of what humans think, and so should you. Let's move on to the angel number, and 823 is showing up. This is a personal truths number. 823 shows up indicating that self-love is a way to cultivate your natural abilities through these practices, through your craft, honing your crafts. By practicing self-love, by practicing your passions, the things that you're interested in, you demonstrate to the universe that, yes, I want this. Yes, I want happiness. I want to create because that's what I am. That's who I am. When you do this, that is a part of the co-creation process. Practice not only requires repetition and dedication, but mindfulness, gratitude, and creativity. These are all components of any passionate practice. 823 shows up. It's a message from Spirit to take action steps one at a time and to pay attention to the synchronicities. 823 is a message of encouragement and support from your spirit team to keep up the great work that you are doing. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Hello, group number 3, those of you drawn to the triumph of the light. Perhaps you are new to awakening, to ascension, to this spiritual journey. Maybe you're starting to take it serious now because of all of the situations going on in this world currently. Maybe you've heard about the different agendas playing out on the planet, both from earthlings and ETs alike, and you're curious as to how this affects your energy. Maybe you've become more aware of the control structures and it's caused a little bit of instability in your personal energy. So this book, again, goes into a lot of detail about what is going on, who's involved. Knowledge is potential power, but I feel like as you learn these things, as you learn about what's going on, it becomes less scary. You're not as afraid because you realize that you have the power. Some affirmations to work with. No person, place, or thing has any power over me. I take my power back and honor myself. I am always safe. Let's move on to the Oracle and Tarot cards. And from the Romance Angels, True Love Reversed and Reconciliation Reverse is coming out. If you look at the images on these two cards, the feminine energy looks as if she's being controlled or dominated or held back somehow. And we know that in the collective, there's more awareness around this issue of the divine feminine being suppressed. Now, keep in mind, this has nothing to do with physical sexuality. We all have components of divine masculine and divine feminine, but the divine feminine aspect, the emotional, intuitive aspect of ourselves, of the collective, has been suppressed for a long time, and we're at a point in history now where this is being dealt with. This could be going on with you in your life on a personal level, where you're having to face the suppressed divine feminine. You may be going through some emotional upheaval. You could be, again, just very confused and perhaps a little beside yourself because of all of the information that you're discovering. Two cards showing up reminds me of that saying, there's no reconciling a lie. As Gloria Steinman said, the truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. Awakening and transformation always creates shifts and changes in relationships as well. Sometimes when you get so far on your awakening journey, on your ascension journey, certain relationships have to end. This could be your intimate relationship too, because you've just outgrown them, or you've become privy to knowledge that, again, you can't reconcile, right? So your old life has to go. There's a lot of that going on right now where the polarity in relationships is coming to the surface and people are quote unquote choosing sides, but we live on a round planet. There really is no choosing sides. It's about integration. Let's move on to the crystal, and red jasper is showing up. Red jasper is a strengthening and stabilizing root chakra stone that cleanses your energy of worry, negativity, and stress. Red jasper, I feel, is an essential in anyone's crystal collection, among other stones. When you first learn about the spiritual wickedness in high places, the deception, the control agendas, it can make you feel incredibly ungrounded. You realize that the wool has been pulled over your eyes for a long time and the world is not what you thought it was. Red jasper helps you to be more focused and alert so that you can resist being controlled and dominated. Red jasper also boosts courage for anyone who has been raped, bullied, or has had their energy violated somehow so that these incidents don't continue to occur. Research has shown that people who were victims of violent sexual acts as children either become abusers themselves or attract more abuse to them in their adult life. Again, if they're not aware. Newly awakened souls are also extremely vulnerable to psychic attack due to their lack of spiritual prowess and knowledge, and red jasper can protect you from these unwanted energetic intrusions. Let's move on to the spirit animal, and snake is showing up. Snake is a very powerful and popular spirit animal of transformation, releasing the old, and kundalini activations. It's one of those very symbolic animals of spiritual awakening, right? Activations, transformations, healing energy, release, these are all attributes of ascension and snake spirit as you're shedding that old skin, shedding that old self. As you ascend, the mystical becomes more normal, and snake helps you to understand your spiritual knowledge and understand esoteric teachings. I'm being led to tell this group to watch the documentary Zeitgeist. If you haven't seen it already, it's available on YouTube for free, and I will link it below. Snake and Miss Frazier's book are here to teach you about the different realms and realities that exist. Snake also supports you during the inevitable emotional pain and upheaval that accompany awakening. Let's move on to the angel number, and 1609 is showing up. This is a reminder that you are a powerful creator and you need to know that. Like the images on these cards from the romance angels, number 1609 confirms that there are entities and principalities that wish to harvest your power, particularly the divine feminine power, because it's emotional, and emotions is what they feed off of. Miss Frazier goes into detail about this in her book. Number 1609 is also confirmation that you know what you know. So now you have the task of detaching your energy from anyone or anything that is outmoded, that you've outgrown. Again, you cannot reconcile a lie. Number 1609 shows up to remind you to learn about ancient teachings and to watch awakening documentaries and things like that so that you can understand the real deal. Number 1609 showing up confirms that it's time for you to move into the next phase of your awakening. So if you see this number in your reality and you're going through some sort of crisis, understand that it's a part of the plan, it's a part of the process of your ascension. And know that it will pass. Don't allow yourself to descend. Just keep moving forward, keep learning, and integrate the information as best you can. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.